So you volunteered to help the Y find volunteers for Gus Macker, right?
That's right, Steve. Yeah, I've enjoyed participating and watching and helping out at the Gus Macker tournament. And one of the challenges I think recently, according to the lead people at the Gus Macker tournament, the Y in Norwich, is trying to get volunteers. So as I've talked with those guys, Jamie Mullen and Tom Revore, and talked over the last couple of years, it seemed to me like there might be some ways to try to get some more community support to provide some additional volunteers to that tournament in mid-July.
Because without volunteers, there's no Gus Macker, right?
Well, that's absolutely right. Gus Busters, officials, scorekeepers, registration people, garbage pickup, setup, tear down. I know that there's always a need for those people, and I'm reaching out to Commerce Chenango to try to get some thoughts on how to find some more volunteers, some new volunteers, some younger volunteers that'll help continue to make this tournament a really good community event.
Now, most of the obvious volunteers are the Gus Busters and the scorekeepers, because we all see those when we go to watch the games. What skill sets are necessary to be a Gus Buster, for example? Do you really need to be a qualified ref?
No, I guess I would ask anybody interested to reach out to Tom Revore at the Norwich Y or Jamie Mullen. I think the main qualification is to have a decent knowledge of basketball. Obviously have some interest in youth and sports activities, but I don't know that I know in fact that not everybody is a certified official that Gus busts.
And scorekeeping is just basically paying attention.
Yeah, scorekeeping is paying attention. Being able to read and write, and paying attention to the game, keeping an eye on the Gus Busters in the game. I'm not much of a basketball player, but I've score kept for a number of years and never had too many difficulties.
The volunteers you don't really see are the ones that are there the day before. I mean, that street full of courts doesn't just pop up on its own. So there's a lot of work there. Obviously, tear down, and then all the cleanup too.
Yeah, that's right. And in addition to the Gus Busters and the scorekeepers, those are really key. Registration, I think, usually starts on a Friday night of the weekend. People are needed to, register people in, hand out the materials that go to every player. Registration on Saturday morning as well, and then obviously the setup Friday before, cleanup Saturday, Sunday, tear down Sunday. Yeah, there's all kinds of need for volunteers, and the more volunteers that are available, the less pressure there is on the volunteers that are there. So there's plenty of opportunities, and I think that there's probably some folks out there that don't really realize how many volunteers are needed and all the different tasks that need to be done.
And obviously you made a good point. If you don't have enough volunteers, the ones that do sign up are overworked, and they're less likely to come back the next year because it wasn't a pleasant experience. But if you have enough, you can kind of turn it into almost a fun thing, camaraderie and getting a job done and so forth.
Yeah,
so
that's
the more the merrier.
Absolutely, yeah, that's absolutely right. And that's kind of been a little bit of the stress the last few years. The tournament, anybody that's been there, participated, watched, you know what's going on very smoothly. But there is a lot of work behind the scenes, and the volunteers that are there. Put in tremendous effort, but yeah, that's absolutely right. Sometimes there's a lot of stress that the core group of volunteers, is faced with, and again, that's this tournament. It's a great weekend in July. We need as many volunteers as we can, and we're just trying to expand the base of volunteers and get more people involved.
So you don't have to be involved with basketball, you don't have to be involved with the Y. Basically, you just have to be somebody who says, this is a good event for our community, and without the volunteers, it doesn't happen, right?
That's absolutely right. And the thing to do, there's a core committee that's been meeting monthly at the Y. We'll meet now through July to make sure everything's on track. There'll be media releases to remind people to volunteer. We're going to be more proactive in trying to reach out to different organizations and get more people involved. But yeah, it's a really nice weekend. Good community activity, lots of camaraderie, as you mentioned, and we're looking forward to. I think last year was the 20th year, and I know the folks at the Y are looking forward to 20 more years. So appreciate the opportunity to get the word out.